Hey yo, look at this. What's it called? It's called a scapula. Now I'm going to give you the introduction to this scapula. Only the introduction, nothing much, nothing less. So this is a scapula. What is the introduction? First off, I'm going to give you, anytime you're asked the osteology of scapula in your exam or anywhere you're asked, maybe morally with your mouth, or you are being asked to talk about scapula anywhere, you're going to explain it with this outline. First, you should know how to draw and label the scapula. Anybody, any lecturer, any exam, drawing and labeling scapula is like 50% of the mark. And also, you also have an advantage, because once you draw and label scapula, if you forget the features, the attachment, the ossification, and any other thing, once you remember, you can draw it and just draw it and label it. Trust me, you will remember some of those features, not all, but you remember some of the features, the ossification, the attachment, everything, just by knowing how to draw and label a scapula. So that is that for that. So here are the outlines for answering osteology of any bone, especially in the upper limb and the lower limb. First, we have diagram. Second, we have introduction. Then after that, we have features. Then attachment, ossification, peculiarities, and clinical anatomy. Just know it like that. That is the outline for answering bone. The full outline for answering bone. You can add in other thing, but these ones I called down, just don't miss it. So learn how to draw and label a scapula. I cannot teach it in this video, but you should know how to draw and label a scapula. It's not that hard. If you have 1 week to prepare for an examination of scapula, only scapula, out of that 1 week, out of that 7 days, use 4 days and learn how to draw and label scapula, because it carries like 50% of the mark. You understand? That is for diagram. Now, introduction of the scapula. The scapula is the only triangular translucent flat bone located in the posterolateral aspect of the thoracic cage. Then that is the main introduction of scapula. Then you can then add other things, like it articulates with the clavicle at the acromioclavicular joint and the humerus at the glenohumeral joint. But this one, if you have examination, just give that first part. It is a triangular translucent flat bone located in the posterolateral aspect of the thoracic cage. Finish. I just called the key words. Then any other thing that is revolving around it, but make sure you call those key words. Triangular translucent flat bone, posterolateral aspect of the thoracic cage. Do you understand? Yes. Now let me explain it for you if you don't really understand what those words mean. First off, it is located in it is a triangular, as you can see. This is a triangular shape. This is a triangular shape. It is a triangular translucent. This is the only bone in the body that light can pass through. If you look here, how will I even do it safe? If you look here, you see that light can pass through it. You see it, light can pass through it. So it is the only triangular translucent flat bone. I think you can see this one. No need to explain. Triangular translucent flat bone. You see how flat it is? Unlike any other bone, it is this flat. This flat bone located in the posterior lateral aspect. Now, what is posterior lateral aspect? Posterior means facing backward. Anterior means facing front, right? But this bone is located here. I call this bone wing when I was small, and I know some of you did it, so don't lie. So it is located in the posterior, means back. Lateral means it is away from the midline. This is the midline, half of my body, the part that divides my body into two. Now, anything or any structure closer to the midline is medially, but anything away from the midline is lateral. So this is located in the posterior lateral. It is not closer to the midline, it is lateral aspect of the thoracic cage. What is thoracic cage? Thoracic cage is just your ribs. You know that cage of ribs inside your appendicular skeleton, your axial skeleton. That is the thoracic cage. Now to sum it up, it is the posterior, it is the triangular translucent flat bone located in the posterior lateral aspect of the thoracic cage. Then you can add any other extra thing, like it articulates with the clavicle at the acromioclavicular joint and articulates with the humerus at the glenohumeral joint. Now, I'm done with the introduction. I just want to add something extra. Now, why is it called acromioclavicular joint? If you look at here, I'm going to make a video about the features of this scapula. For now, we're just doing introduction. But when we're doing features, you're going to know that this is called an acromion process. This is called the acromion process. So this acromion process has a facet. You see this roof, this rough like feeling here. This is where the clavicle articulates. This is where the clavicle joint, something like this. The clavicle. I have clavicle. Wait, I'm coming. All right, here's the clavicle. So here's the clavicle. This S-shaped. This is the clavicle. This S-shaped bone that is found here in your neck, in your shoulder or neck, anything you call it. But is this long horizontal bone that's found here. Now, I'm not explaining clavicle. I just want to show you that this clavicle articulates with the this clavicle. Now look at it here. It articulates with the acromion process right here in this facet, the clavicle provided. You see it. This is how it articulates. I don't know how I'll put it so that you see it, but this is how it articulates. Look at it. You see it. Then I know you might be like, what kind of joint is this? But this joint is not stable. It's mainly stabilized by muscles and ligaments. But when I'm explaining the features and attachment later, we'll get to that. I might also explain clavicle, but for now we're doing scapula. Then it also articulates with the humerus at the glenoid cavity. You see this place, this circular place like this. Then that is all for introduction. Any other thing you can add maybe like the features of the scapula inside the introduction, but it's going to take most of your time. So it's advisable to just mention those important keywords and then continue with the other outline, which is the features, the attachments, osteology, peculiarities, and clinical anatomy. You understand? It's that easy. Just make sure, I'll keep repeating this, make sure to learn how to draw and label this scapula. So I'm going to meet you in my next video. I don't know if you are going to come to my next video, but in my next video I'm going to explain the features of this scapula, whereby you're going to see the spinous, acromion process, coracoid process, the angles, the borders. It's just easy, just very easy. Okay, that's all for all. That's all for that. I did not beg you to subscribe. Do not subscribe. You are free to not subscribe, but watch to the end of this video. And when you watch to the end of this video, you comment whether you learned something or not, or whether I should repeat some things. I'm a student, as you can see. I'm no lecturer. Me and you is learning together. So you can tell me where I made some mistake. Oh, please. You can tell me where I made mistake, and we all will learn together. See you in my next video. Feel free not to subscribe, but comment. Shalom.